Good morning and welcome back to Joni Come Lately. I'm glad you could join me here today. And so let me just start by saying I did not receive any comments from either video 7 or the newsletter 7, and that's perfectly okay. You don't always have to comment. Sometimes you miss reading it or viewing the video, and all of that is perfectly fine. They're there on Substack. My videos are posted also on Instagram and TikTok if you have one of those other two accounts as well. So whenever you get a chance, please feel free to view them and read it, and then if you want to throw me a comment, that's great, and I will respond at the time that you do that. So I'm going to go on and get into my next theme, which is secret. And before I start, I wanted to say, I was kind of like, shouldn't I by now stop using my cue cards? But then I saw something recently, an interview with Katie Couric, and she was doing an interview with someone, I don't even remember who. And the whole time she was interviewing that person, she had a notebook and she kept looking down at her notebook, and she would pause and then, again, look down at it before she would, raise her eyes back up and ask the question that she wanted to ask. So I don't feel too bad because she's a seasoned professional, and she, and she was still using a notebook. So I'm still using my cue card. So apologies if I look down too much, but I figure, it won't be too much longer before I'm more comfortable doing these videos. So anyway, this week's theme is secrets. And we all have them. Some are small, some are big, some are the kind that keep us up late at night and just, keep us kind of prisoners. And then the ones, though, that I'm going to talk about and that I find more fascinating are the ones that we keep so long, they actually become an extra, appendage. They actually become an extra arm or leg on our bodies because we've kept them so long. And that's the kind that I want to talk about this week. And my secret that I want to share, and I think I've alluded to this already, is the secret about my book. Until actually recently, May 16th, that's when I actually decided to do the Substack and start my marketing. Only a handful of family members, maybe one or two friends, knew that I had been writing and that I finished the secondaries. And now, at least 61. I have 61 subscribers. Yay! Plus everyone I texted or sent out an email and asked them to follow me, and maybe they haven't started following. So there are actually even more people than the 61 that are currently following me. And strangers on TikTok and Substack who have watched my videos and looked at some of my puzzle pieces, have read or stumbled across it, and some of those on Substack who have stumbled across some of my notes. So me spilling the beans, letting the cat out of the bag, coming clean about my book after all these years, to me was both cathartic and scary. And I want you to notice I didn't say anything about exciting. Because when you've been rejected in a job, in a relationship, by the literary world, it is not something you really shout to the world. I became more and more protective over the years, guarded about sharing, even with the people who already knew, family and friends, where I was in my writing process, which book fairs I was attending, all of it. This has been, and in many ways still is, a very heavy load for me to carry. You might be saying to yourself right now, Joni, it's just a book. It either gets out there or it doesn't. No big deal, get over it. And maybe some part of me wants to agree with that. But when you pour every emotion, every hour, every piece of yourself into something that started as a simple idea in your mind, and you watch it grow into pages, and then into chapters, and then into a story you love, it stops being just a book. It becomes something closer to what a new mother feels, showing her baby to the world, searching the faces of strangers and family alike, hoping someone sees what she sees. This is where I am, and that is the secret I kept for 18 years. And my protagonist knows something about secrets that most of us will never, hopefully never experience. And who knows, maybe we will. He carries one every single day, the biggest secret imaginable, who he really is, what he really is, a 16-year-old boy walking around Earth again after being dead for 50 years. Can you imagine being 16 years old and that being your secret? That secret in the wrong hands would be a disaster, not just for him, but for others like him. But here's what makes this situation even more complicated. It is not just one big secret he has to protect. Every new challenge he encounters, and believe me, there are many, requires him to keep his thoughts and reactions hidden. His instincts, his confusion, his fear, all of it has to stay locked inside him. He's not allowed to reach out to others for help. Not for the big decisions, not for the life-altering moments. He has to figure it out alone, quietly, with a smile on his face and the weight of everything he cannot say pressing down on him every single day. But here's something I want you to think about. Not all secrets are bad. Some secrets protect us. They give our dreams room to grow before the world gets the chance to weigh in on it. That is the kind of secret I kept about this book for 18 years. And in many ways, I needed that silence to get there, to get here. But there's another kind of secret, the one born out of fear of judgment or rejection, the one that keeps your excitement locked away, the silence your perseverance towards something better. The kind of secret, that kind of secret does not protect you. That kind of secret holds you back. I never wanted that for my book, and I never want that for you or for myself. So here's my question for you this week. Is there something you have been keeping close, a dream, a fear, a truth, that you may never say out loud? But what would change if you did? Tell me in the comments, because your story is just as important as mine. My hope, and I really mean this sincerely, is that somewhere in these videos and newsletters, I am giving someone the courage to pursue what their heart truly desires. Not because I'm perfect example of how to do this, because I'm not. I'm far from it. But because I'm willing to step outside of my comfort zone and do it anyway, out loud, in public. And if watching me figure this out, one uncomfortable Monday at a time gives one other person that push they need, then every cue card, every cringy worthy video replay, every moment of self-doubt that I've had will have been worth it. And a reminder, Puzzle Piece 2 dropped last Wednesday on July 15th. If you have not yet found it, head over to my Substack notes, Instagram, or at JoniComeLately _author, or TikTok at Joni Ray Books. Someone is looking up. Someone is searching. How does that image fit into the storyline of the secondaries? Tell me in the comments and get in the running to win a personally signed first copy of the secondaries. Newsletter 8 drops Wednesday. Link is in my bio. I'm Joni Ray. My book is called The Secondaries, and we're just getting started. See you on Wednesday.